Alright, Godlings, here I am. Man. I'm gonna have a cigarette this time because I got the tripod so I can have a cigarette. Anywho, okay, so usually I just ignore stuff and delete it, but I'll address this one, right? I posted about the newfangled apartment buildings being polite jails, right? And someone said I had sour grapes. That's nothing further, that couldn't be further from the truth, okay? If I really wanted that right now, I'd be working hard to go get that, but I don't. And for a couple reasons, and I'll tell you here in a second. Now, one is that I don't like the look of them, okay? You're crammed in like sardines with a bunch of other people, and I've dealt with apartments before. I don't like dealing with landlords, I don't like dealing with other people at this point. And once upon a time, I had apartments and I had a house I was renting. And I thought that's what I had to do. I thought I had to, go through the system and get all the bells and whistles to life. Went through college, I had a car, I had a house, and my 2.5 kids and stuff, all right? Now, there's a cost for all this stuff. And if it's worth it to you, by golly bee, more power to you. If it puffs your panties, floats your boat, trips your trigger, by all means, have fun, if that's what you want. And if it's worth the price. Like I said, everything comes with a price. Now, what I see anymore with a lot of things, the cost is way too high. You have to pay with your peace of mind, your soul, your integrity. It's not worth any of that, right? So once upon a time, I had all this stuff, right? And then, so you have a house. Then you got, whether it's rent or mortgage, you have to pay for that. So you have to go to work. You have to report to someone else and hope you don't lose your job and grovel to them and put up with a bunch of crap just to maintain this lifestyle. So you got a house, you got a car, you got car payments, you got all these other things that latch onto that. All those things vampirize you, okay? All those things take a hold of your energy. And then you have to maintain that, right? And once you have an extra, it's really hard to let go of. And so you get all this stuff and your microwave breaks. Well, I need a new microwave. Well, coffee maker breaks. Well, now I need a new coffee maker. Yeah, so on and so forth down the line, And not say it's not worth anything. I mean, I enjoyed my life while I did. I enjoyed being married. I enjoyed having a house, an apartment, enjoyed raising my kid and stuff. But a lot of that stuff, you get all this stuff and it just traps you. It's not true freedom. Now, a long time ago, I realized this, that I could either, a lot of places they want you to work when they want you to work, right? Got it. I understood, right? But I valued my free time more. Well, you can't have free time and money, okay? Not necessarily, unless you're a drug dealer, maybe. That's we're not gonna broach that subject, okay? But anywho, so I realized I was like, well, I didn't want a whole lot of things. I didn't want a whole lot of money. I'd rather have my free time, right? Well, that kind of was So, anywho, I didn't think it was practical to work all year long just to get a week off, and then I did that, right? So then you're spending all your money on the vacation and you're dragging the kids around, and that's, like I said, not to say it ain't worth anything, because it still can be fun, but you spend all your money, you're traveling, and you're just frustrated and all this stuff. I had a lot of that, and it carried with it a lot of worry, and it was cumbersome. You have all this stuff and you got to worry about it, you got to clean it, you got to do all sorts of stuff to maintain it, and after a while it just got exhausting. It's just exhausting to me to maintain all that. But now that my son's grown up and out and I'm not married anymore, I can do my own thing, and maybe one of these days I'll get an apartment, but I don't like those other apartments that I was talking about. I like a little bungalow or a cabin in the woods or something like that nowadays, And but yeah, I mean, like I said, everything has its price. If you're willing to pay it, go for it, But to me, pretty much everything in life is a scam. Okay, it is. It's just everything is a scam. Just some things are all right to fall for. It's kind of like going to the carnival. If you're willing to pay the price for a cheap trinket, hey, cool. If you had fun, all right, no problem. But if you pay a bunch of money expecting a whole lot back in return and you don't get it, that's pretty disappointing, right? So, but anywho, it's, nowadays it's cool. I don't need a lot to maintain now. So that's good. I don't have to go and work every day, and I'm poking around. I'll probably find something eventually. But I've been doing odd jobs and stuff, but I don't need a whole lot, you know. I mean, if I didn't smoke, I wouldn't need nearly as much either. I don't spend that much on tobacco because I roll my own. But still, if I didn't do that, I would need even less money. But still, I don't need much. And whatever I have, it's not much, but it's paid for and it's mine. And if I happen to lose it, it's not that big of a deal to replace it. So there's that. So these days, I just think more practical than anything because I've been through that. I don't have sour grapes. I mean, if someone wants a Lamborghini and you want to pay for it and it's worth it to you, hey, have fun, you know. But to me, that's not, because like you get a nice car and then you got to worry about scratching it or someone stealing it, or you know, you got to fix it up. You got all these different worries associated with that. You know, it's just it gets exhausting being a part of society. You know, so but anyway, this video is getting long enough. Stay safe.